Yeah, and okay, I got ready. We're going to do farming, but I kind of want to watch the Hassan video, the Ethan Klein video that came out. Because if you don't know, I'll use this one. Okay, it's H383. Actually made another video which I want to watch. It's on Snarks. H3 production. No. Come on. So. No, no.
There's a tech solution that you
I don't
need to
care.
implement now
I
if
don't
you want to
care.
mail your
But
deliverables.
go back by one. Oh wait, no. This is the. I'm dumb. I'll get. Yeah.
In my long career on YouTube, I've pretty much seen it all.
Okay. I'm pausing. We're trying. I don't know why my computer's slowing. It like. Oh yeah, validate. You're first. I love Hypixel Skyblock. Yeah. Because but we're gonna be watching the Ethan Klein snark takedown. Except for the funny, yet relatable. Okay.
I've been swatted several times with LAPD helicopters, the street shut down, police with guns drawn doing a perimeter around my house. We've also been visited by the FBI 3 times. They were all to warn us of a credible threat against our lives. One time, most recently, he came at 7 a.m. and said, "Do not open any packages until you hear from me, as we have credible bomb threats against you that we found online." I thought I'd seen it all. I knew this content nuke was going to draw a lot of negative attention, seeing how extreme Hassan and his fan base are, and his orbiters. But the lengths to which they've gone to harass us and get revenge for going after their god king Hassan has frankly gone beyond any type of point of civility and humanity.
Yeah.
To the point where they're calling CPS, Child Protective Services, to come to our house and break up our family. On Friday morning, an agent showed up to our house saying that they had received an anonymous tip that our children were crawling around in dog shit, eating dog shit, and contracting diseases. Not only have they called CPS on us, now they're starting to try to call in a 5150 to get me.
Yeah. Are you? Yeah, it should be good. I'm just a little irritated because my pretty much Minecraft keep loading.
Committed. It's really gone on too far, and at this point, I'm ready to take no prisoners, take the gloves off, and call out everybody who needs to be called out. The thing is, once you target my children, then a line's been crossed that cannot be walked back. Once my kids are involved, when people are targeting my children, harassing my children, there's no length that I won't go to take care of this. And I think that's something that every parent can relate to. All these people, incidentally, who are promoting this type of insanity are, in fact, childless and will likely remain that way. The CPS agent showed up and he started asking us all kinds of questions like, who feeds the kids? Who takes care of the kids? What do you do to the kids when you get angry? How do the kids sleep? Do the kids have toys? Is that
but I'll
what
say
happens
that
when you get mad, or what happens when your kids get mad? He walked around the house. He looked in our
I'm pausing because it gonna be a lot. But like, I kind of get it. I talk. this is like the one thing I think people kind of don't really support. Like I kind of pregame this. Yes, like my name. But as I was saying, like I kind of watch like a reaction of this here and there. But it was like the comments on them. I just want. Like you have a bunch of people basically like supporting him, and that's actually I think a really good
all
benefit.
around looking for dog shit apparently, although when he showed up immediately he said, wow, this place is clean. Our 3 and 5-year-old boys were at school. Our 8-month-old is upstairs sleeping when he visits, and he says, I need to go upstairs and look at your infant visibly to see him and confirm he's okay. Well, he's napping in his crib. He goes upstairs
How do you
to
get
look
the ref
around the house to snoop around. He
the ref.
investigates Sonny, our youngest, wakes him up from his nap, and even though he woke him up during his nap, he was greeted immediately actually
the
by a
easiest
smile,
way
because Sonny
is
is probably the happiest baby
look up
in
a
the entire
guy.
world. He smiles at everybody. His name is Sonny because he is just a ray of sunshine. He just gave him a big smile. I mean, he's just the sweetest kid in the world. So we went back downstairs to continue the conversation, at which point he said something that both me and Ela had us both saying abso-fucking-lutely not. He said he was going to go to the children's school to interrogate them there. We both said, you are absolutely not going to ever go to their school and talk to them. That is fucking insane. We agreed that he'll come back to our house and interview our 3 and 5-year-old children at a time when they're at home, so he doesn't need to humiliate them in front of his peers, his teachers, the staff there, and needlessly stigmatize them. My young 3 and 5-year-old children, who are sweet and innocent as can be, have not yet been interrogated by a CPS agent, but that is due to on Wednesday. He also spoke to our nanny, our housekeeper. He's called the pediatrician that takes care of the kids. He talked to them. Pretty much sifted through every angle of our life having to do with our kids in an extremely violating, insulting, unbelievable way. Just a complete breach of privacy and...
Oh, no. I'll tell you this. They will probably do it anyways. Because what they want, and this sort of things you learn, is they sort of want to not have them get coached. It's sort of weird to say, but that another thing why they do it at the school, it's so scummy because like you have people who never done it, but most of the time because like they sort of, but because they want a surprise, but also like it's dumb. It's a dumb. Like I support H3 on this because
an inhumanity that
dumb,
it's
but
like you can't believe that
they're
you,
doing,
as somebody who has done nothing wrong, has taken care of your kids, to be subject to this forcible investigation because of some fucking freaks online called anonymously to say that our kids are crawling around in shit.
Oh no,
the
not even that.
Question for me was who did this and how am I going to hold them accountable? It didn't take me long to catch the trail of the obvious.
Oh, and here's the other thing. Here's the fun part. Here's the fun part. He could sue. He could pretty much win any lawsuit now. Unlike at all of them. Like he going, like 100%. I'm giving him advice. You really want to do damage? they're a lot of fun. Okay, but
suspect, which is
I need to get into the bulk. We need to get into the bulk before I say my opinion.
Me, my family, my coworkers, and their families too, frankly, known as Snark. H3 Snark is the place that they originated. If you don't know what Snark is, it's this growing phenomenon of communities dedicated essentially to destroy someone's life, picking it apart, harassing them, and just trying to ruin their life. It's something that's become quite common on the internet, and something that Reddit, who is the main host of such activities, has completely turned a blind eye to. Take, for example, right here, H3H3 underscore, which is the new Snark page. The top post on this page is from somebody named Bad Empanada, which we'll learn more about. It says, Bad Empanada with another banger. Quote, "You're the best parents I've ever seen,"
I'm about to say,
said house slave Abdullah Ayad to the Kleins after CPS visited them because their kids contracted parasites from dog feces. The Kleins frequently advocate for genocide of Arabs while Ayad sits obediently in silence. He is a tame domestic animal. This is just literally, anyone of a normal disposition can see plainly how fucking insane this is. It has 400 upvotes after 3 hours. Very active sub of absolutely deranged individuals. The problem is that this subreddit, this community, is being legitimized by creators such as Hassan, such as Denim, such as Mike from PA, and all these leftist commentators who think they can get one up on me by sicking and participating and legitimizing the most crazed psychopaths on the internet.
I bring this to YouTube because I respect the H3 Snark, and I believe that they're being silenced. And I saw on the H3 Snark that Ethan had uploaded Instagram stories about Mika's rhetoric that says,
and it's about the H3 Snark subreddit. For more than a year now, Ethan has been talking about it and saying how toxic this place is, how they promote harassment, doxing, stalking, and why it should be banned.
Because I believe these Snark subreddits on Reddit should be banned. It's literally fostering the most psychopathic. It encourages harassment, doxing, stalking. It's just...
I'm about to cash this check for 50.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it there in the ad read, but I could say this: most Snark people are generally are in a weird way. Hear the truth. Hear the truth. They do that because they know they won't get consequences. It's sort of interesting because like I hear them talk. I hear a couple of them talk. But if you want my another Snark, anti-Dream fans, but they know that they won't get called out. It's literally the most funniest thing because they know that they can survive being canceled. They also know that like if it's someone who is perceived as like a, let's say, villain, then they know like they can get by. It's sort of interesting because like I know you're going to talk about it because if you're talking about Snarks, you're going to talk about a couple things with them. So I'm just going to keep
$1,000 for an accident I was involved in over 5 months ago. The same.
I guess it's fine as long as it's not the Destiny subreddit.
I think it's time to hold all of them accountable. Here, for example, is Denims, aka Hassan Waiting Room, watching Bad Empanada talk about the state of our house and how we take care of our kids. Let's take a look.
He lets his dogs shit all over his mansion, and he just leaves the shit on the floor, something that is probably related to the fact that his former housekeeper is suing him for a number of different reasons. So I would assume he doesn't actually have a housekeeper anymore, or perhaps he lost his extra housekeeper. So now the house is just like covered in dog shit. And he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog shit, and God forbid, I don't know what they do with it. I don't know if they eat it, or if it's just from like contact with it with their hands or something, but they contracted a parasite that I had previously never heard of in my life called Giardia from the dog shit that is all over his house.
I want to say that because this is sort of funny. I heard about Gonda
I look into what
way
the
earlier.
plan's been up to.
Hold on. Here's the funny part. Here's the funny part about it. You know what the most common way to get Gonda? This is funny, Boy Scout. It's from drinking unpure stream water. Well, you could get it through there, but it's so low that you're not gonna get it off of that. Like you are if it's like that, but like you're most likely to get off surfaces or like. So when he's saying that, it's a lie, and then yeah, I have to make it
I
clear.
manage to find more and more terrible shit. This is where Ethan tells a story about his family getting Giardia.
We already have Mold Mondays. Now we have
You
Shit
mean-
Saturdays.
Also, this is not a joking matter, by the way. It can be very severe and deadly to small children. I mean, much like many other illnesses, it's very, very, very dangerous when infants get the same sicknesses that adults get. There
Okay,
are lots
so I
of
need
things
32
you can
and
get as
1
an
mil.
adult.
Got
You're
it.
totally fine.
I have that.
You'll be a-okay.
And I
No
don't
problem.
need that.
A child, a small infant that has no immune system, shouldn't be catching anything.
Now, at this point, as he
Okay, wait. I'm gonna pause there because I just realized a super bad faith argument. Sorry, I didn't notice this. The Hypixel mindset is giving me 2% but like, yeah, they should not be getting anything. But here's the thing. It's dumb when you make that argument because someone can also make the argument that in that situation where like an animal is sick or like a kid, you can't really control that and you have to mitigate it. So if they did get Gonda, lag, then would it make sense to actually talk about and say like, hey, like we're trying to get that away from our kid and generally worry? Like, because it seemed like a very bad faith argument. Like, because you could just make the argument that like maybe they thought their dog had it and they're super paranoid, which we know it's probably true. Because basically saying a lot of that and basically saying bad in militia, like, but 100% you make that argument, you lost because you can actually play like a good faith argument with that and basically be like, oh, he probably thought he had it because his previous dog has it, and generally worry about their okay, 1 second. And let me sell all the. But it's sort of a weird argument. It's just a weird argument you can make.
continues, notice the chat is almost in complete universal agreement. Call CPS. Call child endangerment. CPS, social services. Bro needs to unironically call CPS. That's child endangerment. Okay, if his kids have Giardia, they need to be taken away. Actual worst father ever, etc., etc. I'll let the chat.
Yeah,
play
but
for
the
you,
issue
you
is,
can
here's
see
the issue.
Just how crazed this community is, and once again,
You
this
don't
is
know
Denham's
the
chat
kid, the
from
animal.
the 1st
they
call
had
came on the 3rd.
No wonder his house is covered in dog shit, and his neglected children raised by nannies have contracted parasites previously unknown to science from the feces. I wonder why he skipped over all of this, because everything that I said in this story, which by the way was apparently compiled by his crew, playing.
No wonder this motherfucker's always sick. Yeah, it all makes sense now.
By the way, these people can't keep their talking points straight. On one hand, it's we don't raise our kids and our house is just run by nannies and housekeepers. But on the other hand, we also keep our house so dirty that there's dog shit everywhere. I mean, what are the housekeepers and nannies doing?
It all makes sense now. It makes sense why he doesn't care about Palestinian children when he is neglecting his own. How is this happening? How is it happening? How is this happening?
I have a 10-month-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old who are in school. Of course I'm sick all the time. Once again, these childless people pretend.
Oh, I'm pausing right there because that's actually a good point. That's a good point. He have kids. Maybe, here's the thing. Young kids are more likely to get sick because they're young kids and they get sick on a daily basis. It's sort of like the weird arguments people make, like because they're like saying like, oh he might keep getting sick because he's bad, but you can still make the same argument by kids. Also, like, it's a bad argument saying like him getting sick because of that.
Anybody with any sense who's being honest. The thing is, these people are knowingly lying. They know that they're lying. It makes no sense what they're saying.
Yeah, because
but they do it anyway. Because, as you can see in the chat, and Denham's endorses this clearly, as you can see, she's not moderating this at all, and it's pretty much 100% of the comments
I can't
saying
show
call
the
CPS
the
on
video.
them. Their kid should be taken away. That she wants. She believes that it's justified to break up our family.
Saw
this disgusting fucking human being who's endorsed by Hassan and the entire left community on Twitch.
The joke video that like people kept posting of her reaction, which was just like
advocating for our children to be forcibly removed from us by Child Protective Services. Denham is such an evil person. She is not responsible enough to have a.
Here's the thing. I never say people are evil. I say they're stupid, because even though many people say like, oh, evil. Here's the reason why I don't think you should call her that. I think you can do it more of stupidity. And when you do that, and you go in hard on that, you win every argument you have against them. Literally, I'm not even joking. When you can call someone out for being dumb, you win 98% of the time. Because, one, you know she won't debate you. But two, I don't know what to it. Like, at the end, like, you could also say bad faith, but you could also say, like, she's dumb and she's putting rhetoric points where the only way out is a pure lawsuit against her. Would be a better statement at the end of the day. But then again, I don't know. I don't know. But then again, like, you could still probably make the argument that, like, Hassan, you could make the argument bad faith. Or you could say he's schizophrenic. Either way, you win. How many more do I need? Because if I need more, I could see about selling some of my. I need 80k. Yeah, but I'll play this
platform. She should not be allowed to broadcast videos ever again. Now you might wonder, what is it they're referring to? On the podcast, I was telling a story about we adopted a new dog about a month ago, and she was having diarrhea, which ended up being a extremely common stomach parasite that causes diarrhea. It's extremely common, and it's very easy to address. In fact, Ducky, our Yorkie, when we got him as a puppy, also had Giardia, and we treated him the same way. Let's see what I said about it. That Olive has...
Upgrade to Google Fiber.
Oh,
pay
she
one
had an
simple bill
ad?
every
I
month.
feel sorry for her.
fees, like
Uh, uh,
installation?
Taken care of.
Equipment?
That was too
Data
edgy
overages?
for even for me.
There's no such thing.
Just skip the ad too.
Giardia, which is it's a bacterial infection in the intestines that makes you have diarrhea.
And Olive has this?
Olive has this, yeah. She came to us with it.
Okay.
She had diarrhea, and
Oh, poor baby.
Okay, well I got the blood.
Ducky came to us with that too. So she has Giardia, so we have her on an antibiotic, but we had to wait until Monday, which is today. We just got it today. Sonny's crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has Giardia. Again, any reasonable person or parent understands that having a 10-month-old
Let's
that
go.
is just learning to
Oh,
crawl,
I have to
he's crawling around everywhere, putting everything in his mouth. I mean, these kids will literally just lick the floor, put anything in the world in their mouth, and that's completely normal. That's what having a toddler is like. Olive is a black Labrador. She sheds a lot. She's inside. She's outside. She's very clean. But the point I'm making, again, which all reasonable people understand, is that Giardia can actually be spread just from a surface. So if her bum ends up on the floor, or she sheds some hair, or she sat on a toy, you know, it could be a number of different things. If Sonny's crawling around putting everything in his mouth,
Yeah, I'm actually
it
happy.
seems
I
like
got one
a
of
pretty
the.
reasonable suspect.
I got the
He's having
final item I
diarrhea. We're
need.
like, oh man, maybe he got Giardia from Olive, which is actually commonplace to happen. And
Yeah.
Despite what Denham says, it is not certain death. It's actually completely normal to happen, and it's very easy to treat. Now, spoiler alert, it actually turns out when we got all of the poop tests back that he never had Giardia even, which I announced on the show, which they conveniently forget. So the only person that ever even had Giardia was Olive. So Sonny was having diarrhea essentially, and that was and that's why they called CPS, because my 10-month-old baby who's just starting to eat solid food had diarrhea. That's why these people think it's justified to send an agent of one of the most overworked, underfunded, underappreciated community service workers in the entire fucking world to come and waste their time because my son had a diarrhea. When in the city of Los Angeles, there are kids and families that absolutely need help from people like this, and this guy's wasting his fucking time coming to my house and doing an investigation on my kids because my 10-month-old baby had diarrhea. By the way, Bad Empanada was recently banned for 7
transition I could talk about. Not even that. It also wasting government funds too. Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, it's funnier because, like, you could make the argument now that, like, if, like, Hassan actually cared about government workers, he should not be wasting government funds. People don't know this. Guess what? Every time you do false call, that wastes money. And the only reason why sometimes they get paid back is because literally they catch people. So when people do it like this, they're kind of, you can make the argument now. Yeah, we're going to a different lobby. I'm not going to fight a. Yeah, but
7 days for playing a video game in which you roleplay as Hamas on October 7th, and he went to a military compound in that game and said he was, quote, looking for secretaries to kill. He was looking for Ela, who was a secretary in the IDF, to murder her in a game where you play Hamas. This is the type of person that is being elevated.
I'd like to pay tribute to Ethan Klein and the new Twitch TOS that declares Zionism. Zion is a slur. I'd like to pay tribute to him by playing the first in Al-Aqsa video game where you kill Zionist soldiers as a Palestinian resistance fighter. Anyways, are these Israelis? They're just standing there? I mean,
yeah, but
is
as I was
the Israeli
saying,
army a bunch of Ethan Kleins? Like, They're all on a fucking Ozempic binge. They don't understand what's going on around them. They haven't noticed me. How do I win? What's my objective? I don't actually know. Where do they keep the secretaries? In here? I'm hunting for secretaries right now. Secretary got, on behalf of Ethan Klein, I give this game my seal of approval.
Here's back.
Okay, here, cool. I'm pausing right there for a reason. I'll say that. I'll say this. Sort of a dumb take. Actually, very dumb. Because, like, from it to not from it. Let me be clear. From him, not from Ethan. Like, dude, I could point out 3 reasons why you got banned. If he starts saying I should not got banned, 100%, you should be permabanned. Like, unironically, I think even Kick would not allow him. This is the funny. This is the funny part about it all. It's that like he goes in, he like, oh, but I got banned for because I'm not. And literally like, dude, you would have been banned on any other platform. You probably got permabanned because like you're not him.
Empanada once again, who posted a story saying, I'm the one who called CPS on Ethan Klein. I want CPS to take his kids away because they are seriously in danger. This is, once again, Bad Empanada, who's being elevated by Hassan, Matt Lieb, Denims, and tons of creators, leftist creators, all over the internet.
Ladies and gentlemen, everyone else, please welcome Bad Empanada.
Bad Empanada's been going crazy at Ethan on the second channel. Well, yeah, because Ethan Klein is too afraid to talk to Bad Empanada or talk about Bad Empanada or watch any of his videos. So fucking milk that guy, dude.
There's a funny you guys can do. There's a funny.
This dude, Bad Empanada.
See, people don't know this.
He's like actually psychotic, and he's been making a lot of hate videos about me and calling Ela a terrorist and baby killer and all.
Dude, every time Ethan Klein brings up Bad Empanada, I like him a little bit more.
Every time someone brings up Hassan Piker, I hate him a little bit more.
On him, and every time he brings him up, I'm like,
every time.
Stop making him sound base, man. Come on. Stop.
Not everybody cares about quality. Some people just want
they didn't have the scene. Wait, we're waiting for the...
Bad Empanada has put out a video about H3H3, and this is just for my own pleasure that we're gonna watch it, because whenever Bad Empanada attacks H3H3, H3H3 has like a mental breakdown, and every time I watch this, it causes them to have even more of a mental breakdown.
On this Turk versus moron, he made a fucking Willie Mac show. Slob YouTuber Willie Mac show made a video covering the Gaza genocide because he noticed that putting Hassan's name in the title gets him more views than usual. It went about as well as you'd expect. Oh, dude. Okay. Critical support to Bad Empanada has gone up by wide margins now. Okay. Oh, this is on the Bad Empanada live channel. He didn't put this on the normal channel.
Oh wait.
My Lord.
I'll say once. I know Ethan may have said this. We're waiting for him to say his thing.
Bad Empanada went from Bad Empanada to Base
because
Empanada.
the one thing he got wrong.
Trust me, I would pursue legal action against Bad Empanada, whose MO is essentially defamation. He actually fled to Argentina like his Nazi predecessors, and unfortunately, it is very difficult to get to and sue people in Argentina. So enjoy the community of...
You probably don't even need to sue him in Argentina. Guess what? Get with tax things. He have to fill out for YouTube. You want to hear a hint? It's American. So you don't even need to talk to him. You just need to go up to Twitch and basically be like, hey, I'm suing this guy. Give me his tax return. Then you put in what's stated in, and then you may be able to sue. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But I would do that. Like, just find out what taxes he's doing, and basically be like, womp womp. Sorry, but you don't get W's. But even then, you have so many ways. Like, literally, you could just, literally, I think the best thing to do is just start putting that for YouTube. Basically be like, hey, the guy, like, really bad. But then again, he going to say, like, you could literally just sue him probably on the YouTube side of things. And basically make it where all his old videos do not have anything. And once he deletes them, but you could just do that and you win. I mean, but even then, like, no one. Here's the thing. Nobody actually likes Bad Antipanada. He just the radical guy. He's the guy who goes in and he like, well, the people won't. I will say it, and then they're going to like boost me up. Every community have one of these. For OTK, like I don't know, like Tectone, and it's literally just because they know that they can get by from it. Okay, we're going to keep playing.
Nazi refugees, you will fit right in there, my friend. But don't worry, guys. Denim says, even if this did happen, it's nothing to worry about. Because children actually don't remember anything. Isn't that fucking awesome?
That's a lie,
Look
by
at
the
this.
way.
It might be
By
the
the way.
dumbest, most pathetic thing I've ever heard in my
Oh,
life.
I know what
Here's
you're going to
Denims
say.
on
I know the
floor.
clip.
And then the part that, in my opinion, crossed the line was like, so I'm going to visit your kids at school and ask them questions. And I says, you're not fucking doing that.
No,
I mean, we
that's-
both were like, that's not happening. You're not going.
Terrifying.
You are not doing that. So he agreed to come visit our
Coming
house
back next week.
when the
I'll
kids are
say
at
something
home,
funny
'cause he
after
needs
she
to
says
fucking
her thing.
interview our
Or
kids
elite after Ethan. So.
as a matter of procedure.
But I was like, I really don't want you to create any bad memory here for them. Like, they are 5 and 3. They don't understand this shit. So I told him.
Chores look different with
Oh,
Cubs multi
that had actually. Okay, that even funnier that had happened.
Create any bad memory for them. You're not forming memories at 3 years old, and it's very rare that you're forming memories at 5 years old.
There's a funny argument you can make. It actually just one argument. Here's the fun counter. Denims. You know what that kind of sounds like? Something a person who supports certain kind of disgusting behaviors would do. And guess what? That is the actual argument they make. It even funnier because that is the actual argument PD and File make. They literally will make the exact same argument. Like, not exactly the same. Let me be clear. Because they probably will. They won't say it exact, but they will say, like, mentally. So, good job, Denims. You play yourself.
Nah, yes, you are. No, you're not. When we're talking about being able to remember, being able to recall memories, it's like 4 is the cutoff. But even if you are forming any memories at 4, you're not going to be able to
average is
remember past, like,
3.5, by the way. I think she even looks it
you
up.
have maybe 1 or 2 memories.
1 or 2
Talking
core
to a random stranger
memories.
once isn't really memorable for a kid. There's a wide variation across about the mean across methods cohorts. The average age of adults' earliest memories is 3.5 years old. You're not really forming memories at 3.
You literally just read out
Okay,
of
I
your
need
mouth
3,
that the
2
average adult
more, and then
starts
1 more.
forming memories at 3. What is happening? What universe do we exist in where this is a popular creator? One more time, guys, because it's absolutely fucking unreal. One more time, guys.
There's a wide variation about the mean across methods cohorts. The average age of adults' earliest memories is 3.5 years old.
Yeah.
You're not really forming memories at 3. And it's pretty rare to be forming memories, or like memories that you will keep, like at 5.
How exactly am I supposed to get through to a person and convince her wrong when she's literally disproving herself on her own stream and then ignoring what just came out of her mouth 5 seconds earlier? Her defense for sending the CPS to break up our family and to interrogate our 3 and 5-year-old is that, don't worry, kids don't remember stuff. Which just also,
Guy, kids
besides
don't
being
remember stuff, so go.
sociopathically insane not to care about the well-being of kids.
Oh,
just
man.
demonstrably false. Everybody knows that the most formative years of a child's life is around that age.
Well, not
of 4,
Denims.
5, 6,
Not
7,
Denims.
when
She thinks
kids really
the first
take in
3
their
years are
environment and develop
like
who
the
they
free
become
beat up.
as people.
Hold on,
Pretending
hold
as
on,
if
hold on. Denim might go into like the first 3 years. Remember, guy, that when you could beat up a child, like you could beat up your infant daughter and scar her for life because she won't remember it. Like it's so funny that like that's sort of like the logic they're trying to like put out. But then like it become like so much worse. It's sort of like the thing like you can make so many terrible I just want and all that.
Interrogating my 3 and 5-year-old sons couldn't possibly cause any damage because they can't remember is the most insane, monstrous thing I could even imagine somebody to say about this. And it's just beyond being insanely
This is who Twitch is
callous,
platforming.
pathetic, and well, really speaks for itself. It's the dumbest thing I think I have ever heard. Now, moving to Reddit, this whole theme of needing to call CPS on my kids is something that takes place on Reddit, originally from a subreddit called H3 Snark. On this subreddit, they have doxed us, harassed our employees, our Teddy Fresh employees who are not even related to the show, gone after crew members' parents, my parents, basically in every conceivable way that you can be harassed, those people have done
Yep.
it.
And
actually, the subreddit was closed indeed. However,
Wait.
not by Reddit.
Wait. I need to find the thing. Hold on. Actually, let me check on my other. Yeah, I'm having that moment where I kind of want to show something. Okay. Yeah, can I show it really quick? Hold on. I'm pulling up something. I have. I think he has it on him. But I'm making a. Hold on, I'm pulling up some. Yeah. Okay, there's the list. Guess what? I made it on a list. I can't pull it. Wait. It's still. Okay, wait. This is not the list. They made a list. I found on. I was looking, and I think he has it because he People reporting on it. Yeah, the rumored. Yeah, so they made a list. Open image, a new tab. This is the funniest thing, and I kind of want to show people. Yeah, I don't care about, like, me doing my own. Yeah, okay. We're pulling up something. This is the list. We have Elon Musk, Keemstar Sneeko, Dan Silva, like all the people. MAGA slop VTubers. Lolly VTuber. I need to get my name on there. I need to actually be more aggressive to Hassan. But they got all the people who supported that, and they're like, oh, look, Zion, look. Trilogy Papa. And then, like, centrist slop tubers. And
According to Reddit, this subreddit is still fully open and operational, and is
sorry, I saw that.
Breaking no rules. What actually happened is that somebody within their community started informing on them, and we have these screenshots, which I have not shown before, but I'll show them to you now. Here, one of the mods is talking about a person named Sturgeon, which is also a co-mod. And here they say, Adi explained to me that Sturgeon had made a fake post, the quote Ramadan post, and had become more and more unhinged. Here the mods are talking about another fellow moderator of theirs and actively covering up the fact that their mod faked a post on the H3 Snark subreddit. What happened was this story got picked up that we were banning people wishing a happy Ramadan. We were removing the posts and banning them. And this whole narrative of me being Islamophobic started to form on their subreddit and getting picked up by shit-tier content creators who don't give a fuck about anything. And we looked through our mod mail. We searched through it to see, well, this post, was it ever made? Because that's certainly not something we would ever do. And sure enough, there's zero record of it. It was completely fabricated. And when we said that it was completely fabricated, surprise, surprise, the person who posted it erased their account and erased the thread and completely disappeared. Yet
yeah, but you could probably get that from Reddit if they actually care. But they probably won't.
Moderated. In fact, it was completely covered up by the mod team of H3 Snark. Here they are. Here's the mods doxing our office. Yes, this is actually a real screenshot. Hi, I know you're on break, so I'll just drop this info here in case you need it in the future. We found the H3 Studio and Teddy Fresh actual address. On the right is H3, on the left is TF. Studio listing, here's the link. It's identical to the H3, here's their address. This is fucking insane. These are the moderators. This isn't even like the community members. These are the people running the fucking
I have to pull up another video. Okay, we're going to go back on the my terrible list timeline, which I have favorite. I think the favorites. Yeah, okay. I think like a funnier. No, where is it?
It doesn't matter what your goal is.
I'm gonna get
Resume,
canceled really hard.
An essay or drafting a cover letter. Grammarly takes your writing.
Reiner, you said the goo machine would work, but I got made fun of.
That's because there is no goo, Mr. Cruz. You see, I learned something today. Throughout this whole ordeal, we've all wanted to show things that we weren't allowed to show. But it wasn't because of some magic goo. It was because of the magical power of threatening people with violence. That's obviously the only true power. If there's anything we've all learned, it's that terrorizing people works.
That's right. Don't you see, Gingers? If you don't want to be made fun of anymore, all you need are guns and bombs to get people to stop.
That's right, friends. All you need to do is instill fear and be willing to hurt people, and you can get whatever you want. The only true power is violence.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, no. Ethan Klein have to play that video. He have to play that at Remote Reason. Be like, yeah.
These people are knowingly putting us and employees in danger by sharing this address with each other with malicious intent. So once I started discussing that we had an informant in their ranks that was sending me this kinds of stuff, surprise, surprise, the moderators deleted their accounts and voluntarily closed the subreddit. Fascinating. After H3 Snark closed down, all the users migrated to another subreddit, H3H3 underscore productions. And if you can believe it, the H3H3 underscore productions subreddit is actually even more insane because there's no active moderators. I encourage you guys just to hop on over to H3H3 underscore productions and just look through it. Read the comments, look through the posts. You're not
not anymore. They removed
there.
that.
If you want to take a
Hold
walk
on.
through memory.
Let's be clear. They removed that because, and this is why. They're going to say because it got Ethan with doing that. The original owner actually came out and said, hey, like, this is sort of messed up. I had no idea. And basically were like saying, I'll make you owner. So that's the whole reason why they left. Was because the owner of that mod would sort of like, hey, this is sort of messed up. Like, I'll give you rank. And they're like, oh, we're not. Yeah.
Lane, go over to H3 Snark 2 and see what the posts that are left up there and enjoy. Just to give you an idea about the CPS thing, here's an excerpt from the new Snark page, an exchange of great minds. All I know is that the more he's fucked with, the less he pushes Israeli propaganda. Therefore, I can only conclude that it is a good thing and that it must continue. The ethics of it mean absolutely nothing to me. A response? You summarized it pretty much. Now this is all.
Okay, I'm gonna say something. I'll tell you something. There's an effect I learned. It's called the annoying effect. What it is you have people like that doing this, and guess what? It doesn't help your cause. People hate even Hassan Piker more. Hassan Piker literally. If you want like a funny thing, the Keemstar would literally about like how he took it too far. And guess the funny part? He's not taking it that far anymore. He literally like, yeah, no, this is actually messed up. Like, when you have content creators doing that, you have content creators like going in being like, the CP was actually valuable. It would support the guys. Nobody likes them. It's the same reason why I don't think. Why like all that? Yeah, but we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going.
Reddit. Active brigading harassment to the actual point.
I'm going. I want to stream earlier so I can.
Has Reddit done anything, despite us complaining, making noise, reaching out for the past 2 years about this snark community? Worse, I believe, and I will show you why, that Reddit is colluding with, protecting with, the moderators of this snark community. I believe that there's admins that work inside of Reddit that are members of this community and actively protecting it. I will show you my evidence. The first thing is that Ela works with a management company who has a connection to Reddit community managers. We first went through them, an official channel, to say, hey, this snark is out of control. They're harassing us all. They're definitely violating your site rules. Can you look into it? A day later, guess what? The snark page was permanently closed. Hooray, we said. That was awesome. All we needed was one person to take a look at it, and obviously it wasn't compliant with the rules. Well, 3 days later, the snark page was reinstated fully, and they made this post to celebrate. H3 mod announcement. We're back after a much-needed break. We are just a group of volunteers, and we appreciate your patience. Our relationship with Reddit is currently better than ever, and we're in good communication with the admins.
I just got paid $60,000 for my car crash
on the one issue I have with Ethan. He doesn't understand Reddit. I do.
Now that to me
I've
stood
never
out
been on Reddit,
quite tremendously,
but
considering
I do.
that our subreddit with 600,000 users, the second biggest podcast subreddit on the entire site behind Joe Rogan, has never had contact with admins. They have never reached out to us. So why is it that the admins are in constant contact with this small niche subreddit dedicated to harassing people, but we, one of the biggest subreddits on the website, have not heard a single word for them ever? When someone created a snark page dedicated to Hassan Piker, it was immediately deleted for harassment. Take a look. The subreddit was banned due to a violation of Reddit's content policy against harassing content. So it's harassing when it happens to Hassan Piker, but it's okay, great behavior when it happens to Ethan Klein. What's with the double standard? What about Trisha? Trishyland was a huge snark subreddit. It was super active, and these people were, really nasty. Trishyland was also banned. The reason given is this subreddit has been banned for excessive copyright removals. Now that's specifically interesting and extremely suspect, considering we've performed dozens of copyright strikes on the snark subreddit. We have removed dozens of posts. All the posts we removed had zero commentary or specifically stated that their intention was to steal and siphon views from our property. Besides being granted dozens of DMCA takedowns, Reddit has actually had the nerve to serve us counter notifications on these, or to downright reject dozens and dozens of legitimate DMCA requests outright. Now, how the fuck does Trisha get her subreddit removed for copyright infringement? Meanwhile, when I try to do DMCA takedowns on the subreddit, they literally get denied.
Oh, and I'll say that. It's because she basically made a nuke. Like, I'm not even joking, because the whole reason why Snartling got removed, for anybody wondering, is she would go and make a documentary about it. And apparently she found like a lot of stuff of like, okay, here's the thing. Even though no Reddit culture, I'll kind of explain. Reddit, I'll explain it like that in Silicon, because those two are funnier to explain. Silicon Valley, not all of them, not the computer engineers, but literally most of the people who are like leftists are computer scientists, quote unquote. And when I say quote unquote, they use ChatGPT or Stack Overflow. And it because they get hired, and then like, or they're marketing, where they don't have to do anything, but what they tell their people, because this is a little down low. It's like, hey, see this channel? We need to unban it because these people are lunatics. And my big mod guy who doing all the work for free, or getting paid a little bit, like minimum wage, is literally running that channel. And basically they tell them, like, it unironically, a bunch of leftists who tell other leftists, like, there've been channels banned because they're a little bit right wing. The more you know.
By Reddit. It's my opinion that the stated reason of repeated copyright infringement is a total cover-up. Listen to Trisha in her own words describe how she got her snark permanently banned from Reddit.
It's like one of the downsides about being online, I'm sure, and then when you become a mom, I'm curious about how you're seeing and feeling about, if you don't mind. Yeah. You don't have to answer this, but like it's one thing for you to like insult me or like the work I've done or me leaning into nostalgia, but it's another thing that if you bring my kids into it, like I'm gonna throw hands.
Yeah.
And
it's
I'm
a whole
gonna
different thing.
find your profile. I'm not just gonna block it.
Oh yeah. Dude, I found him. I did a whole documentary on Reddit. I had a horrible snark Reddit that was like posting pictures of her doctor, like all this stuff like that. Like just making fun of her, like showing where her future schools would be.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. So I did a whole documentary. I had a whole crew come out. It was like a month process, and I did this whole documentary. I like hired a private investigator.
So like you
found
did a
everybody.
troll hunter.
Yeah.
like,
1,000%.
documentary.
1,000%. And also, I don't even know if it'll come out because it worked now. All my Snark writers are taken down. The minute one is created, it gets taken down within 20 minutes.
They're like, yeah, we don't fuck with Trisha.
Yeah, I don't know. I called Reddit. I went on this like website to get everybody who worked at like Reddit. I like said this is.
I've done all of that and more over a longer period of time.
Okay.
2 years with escalating levels of harassment.
Then release it all and kill that site. Like if that's not working, I would just be like, dark truth about Reddit. I was getting harassed for 2 years due to them doing this. And like just start going at them. Be like, yeah. They're not keeping their own code and they're harassing minors. Boom. You get that? You say that they're not enforcing it. Then, I don't know. If you want to be funny, talk about how they should be sued. You can sue them under 230 because they broke 230. But
Why
that
was
like
it that Trisha and Hassan's were taken down, but mine remains up? Why did Reddit list the reason as copyright infringement when the actual reason was harassment, as explained by Trisha? By the way, the DMCA's are written by my attorney. It's not even some like ragtag bullshit where I do it myself. My attorney writes it out, well-reasoned, well-sourced, and Reddit ignores it. How is that possible? This is one of my favorite.
Can you guess? Can you guess? Can you guess? Your hint. They're like, there's so many ways you could say, but 100%, they're an easy way to tell. I'm not because it's super easy, but maybe it because like the people, it's the radical effect. There's no good way of saying. Basically, a bunch of radical go in and they're like, oh, gee, I'm super important. And then they say that. It basically, like, they're just doing it because they know they can get by.
We made a subreddit called Snark to make fun of Snark subreddits in general. And the community was actually starting to pick up steam and become pretty active. Well, it was removed. Why was it removed?
Dude, I was.
But wait, it gets even better. A few days later, maybe a week later, it's back open. And the moderator now that owns the subreddit is a user named Shredder Cheese, which is a mod for H3 Snark. Shredder Cheese is a reference to a story they love to tell about how I killed my beloved dog Shredder by feeding him cheese. The mod for H3 Snark named Shredder Cheese is now the owner of Snark. How, Ela asks. I would also like to know, how the fuck is that possible? What the fuck is going on? Of all the harassing posts on the new Snark, the reports are being denied. Now, let me show you an example of one of the posts, just one of many, that Reddit refused to remove. The title is, I'm calling CPS on Ethan again. It says, this time because his kids are around Zionists, which is a high predictor for baby murder. This is a post that is still up on this subreddit that was reported.
Yeah.
And Reddit admins reviewed this. And
Okay,
said,
now I could kind of bring it. I could kind of say why. Let the places are in Silicon. They're not smart people. I live in the same state as you, and I can tell you from my experience with far leftists from Silicon, from areas like that, they're more dumb and more anti-Semitic than like humanly possible. To a point where like I knew one who like studied film and she started going off on a rant how she could never work in Hollywood because they control him. And you know what? And I'm like, what? And she like, well, because because I'm supporting. I'm like, and they're true. Like she openly starts saying that, and I'm like, And I have openly told people, because I'm a little bit political, 2% political, that I have openly told, like, people who, like, know me, that I openly, like, tell people off. And I'm not even, and I say, and I'm like, they're like, what the? I have that. I have, like, dude, like, the whole thing, it's so much funnier because 100% I see the funny line. I see the funny line of it, which is basically Hassan, like, it pretty much being called a baby because he worried about getting murdered in Palestine. I thought they were good people. This is a joke I tell people, is if someone actually support a cause but not willing to go there, it most likely because they don't really care about it. You could tell really easily. Yeah, but
no, this is compliant. In closing, let's take a look at Reddit's #1 rule for using their site. #1 rule. Remember the human. Reddit is a place for creating community and belonging, not for attacking marginalized or vulnerable groups of people. Everyone has a right to use Reddit free of harassment, bullying, and threats of violence. Communities and users
except
that incite
if you're
violence
right,
or promote hate based on identity
they
or
have openly
vulnerability
banned
will be
white
banned.
people
This
from Reddit
post does not
to a
violate
point
rule
where
#1, according
it
to people
pretty
that
well
work at
known
Reddit and
actually.
have reviewed it manually. At first, I thought it was crazy. I was like, there's no way Reddit is actually colluding to protect them. But after 2 years passed and the shit just keeps piling up,
Yeah,
there's
I want to
literally
get the next
no other
armor
conclusion
thing
that
and
can
then
explain
kind of
this. In my content nuke, I explore the idea that Twitch has been ideologically captured, and the people in that company are using their terms of service selectively as a form of activism.
Yeah,
They
you finally
come
figured
down
that out.
hard against people that they disagree
Dude,
with politically,
this is like
and they
okay,
ignore,
okay.
protect.
I'm gonna make this because this is what conservatives and like I'm not, but I listen to both sides. This is what they were saying for like 4 years. Literally, like, Reddit doesn't have right wingers, and if that are open, and it because like they took all of them and they pretty much banned 98% of them because they're like, oh, they're too scary. And it become Reddit run by a bunch of like people who go in and they're like, my ideology is better than yours. Yeah.
Elevate the people that they do agree with politically. Something happened recently that's going to blow your mind. I started running reruns of Content Nuke on my Twitch channel.
Okay, there's the Content Nuke. We already seen that. I don't
honestly, and just wanting people on Twitch to see the video I made. Well, wouldn't you know it, if on the same day we launched it, our stream was closed for 30 days. We got a suspension for 30 days. That's pretty severe. What is it that we did wrong? Encouraging or glorifying extreme.
Do you play League of Legends?
No, I don't. I actually have a social life.
Violence. So, to get this straight, my video showing Hassan supporting terrorism got me a 30-day ban for encouraging and glorifying extreme violence. Hassan's footage of him doing it on their platform and actually encouraging terrorism, no punishment. How the fuck can you be this blatantly, pathetically obvious? They don't care. Nothing's changing. They don't care. They're spitting in our fucking face. They're flaunting it. They don't give a fuck. I got banned for 30 days for showing his content that he wasn't punished for. Make it make sense. And, you know, people go, oh, it was automated. It was probably a mistake. Well, fair enough, right? And that's why I appealed it. And within a few hours, I got the answer on the appeal. Your account was recently suspended for encouraging or glorifying extreme violence. And a member of our team has reviewed your appeal, and after taking a look into the details of your case, we have determined that your account will remain suspended due to your violation of our community guidelines. I have never been so black-pilled in my life. I feel like I am trapped and that the world has gone fucking insane. This shit is bananas. what is happening. And I feel that I'm getting the same treatment now from Reddit. Now, I know they're both San Francisco-based tech companies, but did you know that these two companies in San Francisco, their headquarters are blocks away from each other?
Yeah, that's not the reason. Because, okay, like, I'm gonna be good, Fave. He doesn't understand the tech scene like there. If you actually want, like, easy job, they go to San Fran. Wait, because they're big companies. So, like, what happened is, and this is sort of the tech scene, a lot of the people who actually want, like, so this is like in like computer science, if people are wondering. I'm in a sort of similar degree, but like I hear a bunch of people that are like, they talk about it. But the reason why people go to San Fran are not smart. They're like people who thinks like them working at Google is way more important, and they're also a lot of, but like they don't go to Texas because they're worried about Texas being right wing. And so they're like, oh, but in Texas, I don't want to live in Texas. And so they kind of like don't want to live in Texas at all. And they go in and they're like, Texas is bad. I don't want to live there. I want to live in California. And they're left wing. So all the super progressives go there because they see the benefit of like the companies. And then they go in and then they're like, but this is, but like, and then they see like anybody they disagree with, and because they're in a big bubble, like unironically, San Fran is like a bubble city. Like, even Californians do not like San Fran bubble. Because they go and they do that, and then they're like, but why do no one like us? We're cool. And then like, people have to tell them, dude, because you do this, and this. Like, it getting political. But it's so unironically true. And I'm not saying, like, dumb, smart people. I'm not saying smart left-wingers. It's the same. It's the same people. The ones who want to be, like, activists because they want to be famous on TikTok. Which, that whole other can of worm. That, like, actual experience. The people I met who are activists. It's generally why I don't like Hassan. If like unironically actual activists ruin stuff for me. They're called vegans. Yeah.
Each other. It's just interesting. It's just interesting because it shows there's some culture happening in this tech space. I think
it's the California tech sphere.
That's what this is telling me. Because you got to fit in. If you're going to work at one of these tech companies, you got to fall in line. You know what I mean? You got to be...
Technically you're right, but technically you're wrong. Basically, the smart tech people go independent or they go somewhere Midwest. If it's like good company. The dumb one live in San Fran. Or Silicon. Not that much Silicon if they can get into like a good company that not pretty much going to give you free stuff. But you get that, and then and then what basically happened is it basically a lot of stuff. It's so funny, but it's pretty common in California.
Actually, I found out that our stream got suspended for 30 days live on the podcast claim.
Let's go.
Your account is currently suspended. To view more information about your enforcement, file an appeal. Okay.
Oh my god! It got banned for encouraging or glorifying extreme violence.
That was the one also Hassan didn't need.
That's Hassan's content that's on your platform that he didn't get in trouble for. Holy fuck.
How long is the ban?
Well, it should be only a day ban, right? In theory.
In theory, it should be no ban because it's his content.
Guys, I got a 30-day ban.
30 days?
30 day, and I didn't even say I didn't.
I'm going to watch. I want to watch the Noah Samson video because I heard that pretty bad faith.
Yeah, because I genuinely am.
Like when I say
That's a
bad faith,
manual ban,
it's like
too.
Now,
it
after
Noah
our appeal was
Samson
denied,
normal
the
content.
story
So.
started to go viral for its blatant, obvious, laughably absurd hypocrisy.
Oh no.
at which
No,
point
we're
they
going to see
panicked
more.
And unbanned
Probably
our stream
tomorrow.
with an apology. We're so sorry for the inconvenience. We made the wrong decision.
Because
well, somebody made the wrong decision manually twice. You want to fucking explain that shit? So here we are, where it's acceptable to call child protective services on people as an act of political protest on a website Reddit in which they do not care, they protect it, they enable it. I have a meeting with CPS on Wednesday where they're going to talk to my fucking children. Twitch is banning us for showing Hassan promoting terrorism. Ban me for 30 days, no punishment for him. What the fuck is going on? As I prepare to meet CPS agents to talk to our children, I wonder, at what point has this gone too far, and how much worse can it get before something is done about it?
Yeah, done. But this is my.
You said the goo machine would work, but I got made fun of.
That's because there is no goo, Mr. Cruz. You see, I learned something today. Throughout this whole ordeal, we've all wanted to show things that we weren't allowed to show. But it wasn't because of some magic thing. It was because of the magical power of frightening people with violence. That's obviously the only true power. If there's anything we've all learned, it's that terrorizing people works.
That's right. Don't you see, Gingers? If you don't want to be made fun of anymore, all you need are guns and bombs to get people to stop.
This is like Hassan. This is like even Klein after the whole controversy. Like he loses, and he's like, and everyone.
You can get whatever you want. The only true power is violence.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's literally just that. And I'm going to end stream, but I want to watch the Noah Samson. I kind of want.
If you like my videos and want to help me.
Nope. It's an hour. And so if I watch it, it's going to be like 8 hours. So we're not going to do that. But it's sort of something I want to watch because, like, Noah Samson, if you don't know anything about him, he is considered the worst informational guy out there. To a point where he lost battles that he could have won by just grabbing actual information. 100%. I could fact check him live with like 2 hours sleep. Like the one clip I keep saying, and this is why, where like they're talking about like Destiny, like, oh, look at all his videos and look at Hassan. I'm like, look, Hassan doesn't talk about Destiny. I'm like, yeah, he does. Guess what the difference is? Like, that's so much of a false economy. But like that, like me saying, like, I talk less, like, because there's so many arguments you can make that be like, yeah, then Hassan should not talk about Trump or put Trump in the thumbnails and all that. He should not put anybody in the Daily Wire because he is obviously using them. But I also never seen the video, so I want to see how far he goes with the rhetoric. There were a couple, but I think this is the one I can counter the most on. Yeah, but with that, I'm ending stream. See y'all next